think the national tour of...
You all have vocally, physically, and emotionally demanding roles. How do you do what you do 8 times a week? What are your secrets and your preparation to do a show?
I have elasticated knee pads in the second act, too. I don't know if you're telling the truth or not.
No, I am telling the truth.
I think living a life like an athlete is apt. Just specifically to this role, what's helped me the most is a warm down after the show, a vocal warm down, and I think it's pretty simple to understand why it's so important. If you run 5 miles and then you don't walk a few laps around the track or stretch, you're going to be in bad shape the next day. And so for me, warming down vocally with light vocal exercises until my voice is back into a regular speaking range has kept me going 8 shows a week. It's the most important part of my regimen, and my regimen is very close to Kelly's. Eating well, a lot of sleep, making sure that you don't do anything that abuses your body. But for me, the warm down is really the key to why it works for me.
At this point, we'd like to open up what we normally do with these Drama Desk panels for 5 minutes or so. We can open up for a few questions if someone has a question they'd like to ask the panelists.
John and Kelly, you're both new to this game, and you're both getting a tremendous amount of attention. Nothing about media attention. I'm talking about fans and just onslaught of people like, how do you individually handle that?
I think all 4 of us guys handle it with a lot of joy. I mean, we're playing these working class guys who had nothing and just had a dream of superstardom and achieved it, over a lifespan. But when they were young, they hit with Sherry, and it was a big deal. So we were all unknowns a year ago, and now suddenly we have people our mother's age and younger, all clamoring for our autographs, and we're experiencing what it feels like to break onto the scene as a rock group because we live that story every day on stage. So I think handling it is just a matter of enjoying it and letting it happen. Specifically, some really exciting things have happened, and each of us have stories like this, but my own personal stories, I've got emails from people like a father in Brooklyn whose 2-year-old son, they TiVo'd our Today Show appearance, and his 2-year-old son sings along pitch perfect and lyric perfect to all of the songs that we did on the Today Show. He sent me a video that actually posted on my website. There was a kid who is a musical theater major in Reno, Nevada, who is wheelchair bound and has been, I think, since an accident when he was around 10. And now he's actually a college student. And he said that our cast album helps him escape, and wrote me an email saying that we help people he feels like he's not in a wheelchair when he listens to our album. I mean, and I'm sure he feels that way when he listens to all the cast albums that he's got. I mean, and he's directed 22 musicals at his college and acted in like 11 or something. Someone else sent me an email the other day. She and her mother go to see Broadway shows every year, and they missed last year because her nephew was killed in action in Iraq, and so they missed last year. And he and his fellow soldiers were known as the Jersey Boys. So she came to see our show, and they all lost it. Watching the show, and Fallen Angel, she said to her that song felt like he was telling them he was okay, So just the people are touched so much by not only our show, but what we all do on Broadway and as actors in any theater, wherever we are. The greatest thing about having fans is that when you don't have people waiting at the stage door, you can only guess that you're touching people. When you do have people waiting at the stage door, it's brought right into your face that what you do, no matter what you're worried about in your personal life, or no matter, you want to get paid more, or any of those things that you worry about as an actor outside of what you do in front of an audience, you're reminded every day that that's really the important thing.